What's going on, Jerome's Minnesota Fun Vikings back at TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill, getting a little work in, getting a little mini practice in. So, teams will often run like Monday or Tuesday, mini practices or walkthroughs. These don't have to be filed as an official practice, so no injury reports. But it's good to have the Vikings back, and I feel like part of this was after the bye, having something on Monday, making sure that everyone gets back into the building, as opposed to, hoping everyone gets back by Wednesday. Yeah, so smart either way. As well as, Kevin O'Connell talked to the media jackals and said that J.J. McCarthy would be participating in some form or fashion this week. It's good to see. So you got J.J. McCarthy on the left, bumping chest with Terrell. The Vikings have the most famous equipment manager in the NFL in Terrell. I love it, man. Also, Carson Wentz over there on the right. He's going to be participating this week as well. So what's going to happen at quarterback? Don't know. But with McCarthy, it's a good stretch. It's deep in the hocks. Yeah. So right ankle is sprained. That is his push-off foot. Obviously the ankle's taped underneath socks and all that stuff. But it's good that there's no bulky brace, borderline immobilizing brace. Also, there's no spat outside the cleat, so there's no tape on the outside, around the outside. So overall, that's good. Probably a good sign. And with Carson Wentz, he does have that brace. He's got like the Maximus brace on that left non-throwing shoulder. Also taking a knee in protest of something. I don't know. Like, what does a North Dakotan have to protest? Like the price of oil, or soybeans or sunflowers or whatever they grow up there. Yeah. But Wentz, it's going to be imperative that the Vikings have both quarterbacks healthy, or it's the bro show against the Eagles on Sunday. Probably not. Also, Emily Leiker-Strib back at it, TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill. A couple notes. O'Neal put a brace on his right knee a few minutes into what we saw. So even though this is a bonus practice, they treat it like everything else, where the media is welcome, the beat writers as well as the TV people with the cameras. That's why whenever there's like B-roll on a story about the Vikings, it's always the player stretching, because that's the only part that they're welcome for. Then they just kick him out. He's returning from an MCL sprain suffered against the Steelers. AVG, Andrew Van Ginkel, was on the side, rehab field. And it's actually good news about Andrew Van Ginkel on the side, and as well as he hasn't been completely ruled out for Sunday against the Eagles. I still think that he's doubtful, but you never know, especially necks are tricky. But it would certainly be good to have Andrew Van Ginkel back. Also, the Vikings open up the 21-day return to practice window for linebacker Blake Cashman. If everything goes well, as he's getting back from the hamstring, could and should be on the field against the Eagles. Also, a big-time question is, like, when he gets back, like, who goes to the bench? Is it going to be Ivan Pace Jr. or, hey, Mr. Wilson, Eric Wilson? Frankly, Eric Wilson's played better. But I understand if they rock and roll with Pace, because Pace and Cashman are a good duo. Pretty solid. Or do they have Pace, Wilson, and Cashman all in the mix because AVG could miss again? We'll see. Also, guessing strip. Vikings open up. Kevin O'Connell said J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Jackson. Brian O'Neill, Michael Juergens will all practice at varying capacities this week. So Jackson, the plan was to have him back off of wrist surgery this week 7 against the Eagles. Tough ass dude, man. Played against the Bengals with the torn ligaments. It's good. Also, Juergens off of the hamstring. TBD what happens there. Does Juergens just revert to starting center? Blake Brandel played pretty damn good there, but is Brandel needed at right tackle if O'Neal can't go? We'll see. But the pivot position is up for grabs until Ryan Kelly is eligible to return week 10 against the Ravens. And then quarterback decision. It's so funny that Kevin O'Connell acknowledged his word salads at times, and then just delivered another word salad when asked about who the starting quarterback is going to be. I think there's the decision that's the public one, and I think there's a decision one that we're going to do for the game, and those two things can be on different timelines, although I know it's not the most comforting thing to share with you guys. Now, generally, the starting quarterback speaks to the media on Wednesday, so it's going to be interesting to see who's sent up to the podium. That could tell you a lot of things. And also, the national media they just love sinking their teeth into a controversy here with the Vikings. So Kevin Seifert, ESPN. Blah, blah, blah. Asked about possibility of JJ McCarthy back for the Eagles. Kevin McConnell says he's not ready to project where he may be by the end of the week. Carson Wentz left shoulder will practice this week. Kevin McConnell part. We got to prepare to try and win a game on Sunday. And then Greg Rosenthal, NFL Network Delaware. Sounds like laying the groundwork for a soft benching of McCarthy, which is fine long-term. Normalize different development pass. Of course, the term flaccid benching, just no Gouda benching. Yeah, it's been in vogue. The term has been in vogue the last couple of weeks amongst Vikings fans. Nah. And McCarthy's good to go. You start him, you're going to be fine, right? And I understand it's sexy because of the whole Carson Wentz revenge game narrative, sure. But also say that they deem McCarthy not ready with the ankle, because O'Connell has said that he wants a full week of practice because McCarthy's mobility and his fundamentals and technique, everything is going to be good to go. And mobility is a great weapon. But if you don't play him against the Eagles, you're likely not playing him on the short week against the Chargers. So it could be mini bye and then on the road at Detroit, which looks a lot less daunting than it did a couple weeks ago. So we might not even. JJ McCarthy conceivably could be Wycliffe Jean gone till November, but we'll see. Things will get sorted out. Wednesday's a major day. The first day of official practice, the press conference with the starting quarterback. So, see what happens. Anyways, that's it. That's at Vikings Monday practice, the unofficial practice. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skol Production.